ever was a grand marshal, it had to be Freddie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then here's the Anderson County High School Junior ROTC. And I would assume that means then following them is the Clinton High School Band.
It's always good.
It's actually joint.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's right.
So you've got Anderson County and Clinton. Boy, what an interesting mix. And Jeff, of course, both schools, Clinton and Anderson County, are in the Anderson County school system. And every year we see the talent that comes from both of these schools.
Well, that's good. I like the blended bands. That's a new wrinkle this year I like.
I was sharing with you last year, Jeff, with my son playing baseball. One of the things, when they got on the field, they were as competitive as they could be. But once they got off the field, you talk about supporting each other. These two school systems, believe it or not, they actually do work together quite well and encourage each other quite well. And many times you'll see them go on and play college ball together. My son's playing at Carson Newman, and he has a couple of Anderson County baseball players that are up there as well, so that he's mixed in with them, and they're now teammates, and so it's always good to see that. And
I think they're getting ready to start a new song, or there they go.
Yeah, and then the Air Force Junior ROTC. All right.
I always like to see these ROCT programs in here. They do an excellent job, and there's the Clinton cheerleaders, it looks like.
Well, if that is the cheerleaders, I will tell you that there's a couple of things about them. Of course, they're led by Sadie Haney and, of course, Sarah Knatzer as their captains, and they finished second today up in Sevierville. And they're headed to the Nationals at Disney, and they've got a fundraiser coming up next Sunday, the 15th, from 1 to 3. So go out and support your cheerleaders as they're going on to compete in the Nationals. Pretty big honor. This second year in a row they're doing that.
It is quite accomplishment.
I believe that was Barker.
I think that's Sheriff Barker and his wife, and passing out candy. Well, we kind of got a little gap here again. There's one of the sheriff's vehicles. That's the new color scheme they've got now. It's kind of a black and gray.
Now, am I seeing the snowflakes fall here, Jeff? They said that they were going to start trying to do that. The man-made snowflakes. Of course, I guess it's bubbles or whatever it is, but that's out looking at the crowd, they get pretty excited when they start seeing that, even if it's fake. And I don't know what the buffer here was, but that sure is a nice little car there, isn't it?
It is. That's Michael Farley.
Michael Farley, yep.
Looks like I believe that was an older Cadillac, wasn't it? Or
I really couldn't tell. I didn't really pay attention to the car as much as I was trying to see who was in it. And, of course, it was Michael Farley, one of our local attorneys, and certainly our city judge. And, of course, Jeff, Market Street, they're getting ready to take on a project here in the near future. It's going to take on a whole different look. They're going to be doing the new sewer project down through the middle of the town, and then afterwards they're going to revitalize the way that it looks as far as sidewalks and just the safety of the walk across the streets and that sort of thing. So that's in the project's getting ready to happen in the very near future. And so that this view may even look a little bit different in a couple of years.
I'm sure it will be. I know that is a project that they've been working on for the last 3 or 4 years, and I think they finally got all their grants and all their stuff available to get it done.
And I believe this is Rick Scarborough.
It is.
And of course, he just recently won the state representatives race. and will be going to Nashville. In fact, he'll be starting up just next month.
Mm-hmm. I know he's had some orientation and stuff like that. Here's another
Now, this is a different truck. I haven't seen
sheriff's
this
vehicle.
one. That's
It's
nice.
yeah, it's one of the newer ones, I believe.
And then here's Lead.
Against drugs. That's a good program.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're walking this year. They had to ride a lot of them last year, so I'm sure they're excited about having to walk this year. I believe these are some more security vehicles and police
Walking the
vehicles.
parade is really fun, Jeff, but it's not fun when it's cold.
No.
But if the weather is nice, or if it's during the day and it's sunny, it's nice to be able to walk the parade. And then let's see here. This is
Daniel Forster, our chancellor.
Chancellor. And this looks like it may be Rex Lynch, isn't
I
it?
think it is. I think it is. He's got his Jeep again. Looks like he's found him.
A snowman or a Santa Claus.
Yeah, I don't think he had it last year. He said he was looking for one, and yeah, that's Rex.
And he of course has been in the parade every year and just has a good time. Him and Jamie saying hi to folks. And I'm just looking at all the folks that are there. I do think the crowd's even picked up a little bit more.
It filled
here.
in, yeah, about 15 minutes before we went on air. It didn't. It was filling in, but it didn't look like it was very big. But it's filled in pretty
Here's
good.
Gary Long.
Mm-hmm. Gary's got a new truck this year.
Yeah.
That looks good.
And this Clinton Blaze, the little city elementary school, Clinton Elementary here, and their teams, and they have an abundance of teams, I believe now, don't they?
They do.
They started out with basketball, and I think they've picked up several different things. Looks like they're having a ball, Jeff.
They are.
Yeah.
There's a big group of them there.
A lot of participants. That's good.
Takes family and friends and everyone involved in these school programs and basketball and football programs to succeed.
And of course, if you go down the hall and listen very much, Miss Kelly's name keeps coming up all the time, and so she is a big supporter and a big fan of these kids and the work that they put in for Blaze. And then here's the fairest of the fair.
They're always in there every year. They do a good job promoting their crown.
And I believe this may be the Ritz Theater, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're correct. That's
Or at least that's the statement on the front.
I believe that might be a new float too. I'm not sure. They were in there last year.
Certainly did a lot of good work on that, didn't
They did. That is a nice float.
Very nice float.
Well, there's the
But
ticket.
that's the Ritz Theater.
It is.
And
It
downtown.
is.
That may be downtown because they also have the right behind it. I don't know who that sponsor is, but certainly you can't miss the Ritz Theater, can you?
No.
And these folks are handing candy rather than throwing it. That might be a better thing to do. Just keep them off the road. And here comes one of my favorite characters, the Peanut Gang, with Snoopy. And there's, of course, you see him coming up. Every time I watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, that's one of the things that I look for is old Snoopy.
There's.
And by the way, we've been told the Ritz float was the SL float. So good to know that, and boy, they did a good job on that float.
They did.
And that's the Dream Dance Studios.
They're always in it. They always have a big crowd in it and having a good time.
I was a dance dad at one time. My daughter, she danced, and boy, I tell you what, I probably didn't act the way that you're supposed to act at a dance, but I cheered her on like she was a quarterback for a big football team. But anyway, it was a joy to watch her dance.
I just hope you didn't dance.
And there's Mickey.
There's Mickey. Mickey looks like he's leaning a little bit.
Yeah.
But he'll make it through.
And Jeff, as you look, you notice everybody's smiling. Boy, doesn't the parade just bring out smiles.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the older group. And you see the little girl trying to chase them. She wants to go and be a part of it. And then here comes Black Oak Baptist Church. I actually grew up at this church, spent the first, I guess, 30 years of my life there. And then, of course, have gone on and am now at a different church, Child's Memorial Baptist Church. But, boy, Black Oak Baptist Church, I have a lot of fond memories, a lot of good Bible teaching there growing up during my formative days. And the pastor there is just phenomenal, Brother Matthew, and just good to see them. It seems like they have one out every year, Jeff.
They do. It seems like they're in it every year, and that's a lot of hard work to get afloat and get it up here and not try to, like you say, hit a bump or something and tear it up. But they've always got a good float. They've got pews, actual pews in there too.
Yeah,
there's a dog.
Yeah. And I can't really make out what was on the front of that car, but that's a cute little car. I like the way it was sort of decked out and made up. And I bet these are all going to have animals, wouldn't you think?
I'm thinking so.
I think this may be the animal
adoption.
Yeah. That's what you need, Jeff. You need that necklace to wear to work on Monday.
That'd brighten a few things up, wouldn't
it? They wouldn't know what to think in your office.
No.
And of course, speaking of that, I'm here with Jeff Cole, our county clerk. I'm Tim Shelton, Register of Deeds, and we're so thankful to be able to come into your home and bring you this year's 2024 Clinton Christmas Parade, and we hope that you're enjoying it so far. And again, we're sitting here looking. We've seen the animal, I guess it was the animal shelter or adoption center. And then I can't really see what that is, Jeff.
It's Canterfield there in Oak Ridge.
Canterfield in Oak Ridge.
It's an assisted living there.
Yeah. Now look at this truck.
Oh,
it's got a bunch of lights on it.
A lot of lights. I'd hate for one to go bad and try to find it.
No doubt they've spent quite a bit of time decorating those trucks.
They sure have. There's another dance team, Clinton Middle School.
The middle school. This is the middle school dance team here. So we've got elementary, middle, and high schools out in the parade tonight. Not to mention the other dance teams with Dance Works. You had some that were toddlers, so you have all different groups. And this is the Clinton Middle School.
Cheer. That's a big group of them.
And Jeff, I'm just sitting here looking, and we're looking back through there. The parade still continues way, way, way on back there.
Yeah, it looks like they.
So we probably do have close to 100 floats tonight.
Probably.
Or entries, I guess I should say.
There's another.
And this is First Baptist Church. we certainly are thankful for our churches. They're always great participants in the Christmas parade. There's the Community Action Commission.
They do a lot of good here in our community, and here's another truck that's decked out again. That's a lot of lights.
Yes, it is. A lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, we've got here Mansour Hassan. I guess he's with State Farm.
Yeah, he's right there beside, right down from Wendy's.
Yep.
He's new into the community.
New, but right off the bat, active in the parade.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm thinking this may be the Ghostbusters.
I believe you're right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Not sure who the sponsor was of that, but that is a neat little float.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't make that out, Jeff.
It looks like the Grinch.
It's a nice looking Jeep, isn't it?
It sure is. And
part of our problem with being able to see it here on television is the lights actually blind us a little bit. And Jeff, we had this conversation before. I wonder how much candy actually is tossed at these parades.
a bunch.
Oh yeah, I know that we've tossed a lot.
There's
Payday.
loans.
Yeah, payday
They're
loans.
always in there. And here comes another
And that's
realtor group.
I couldn't make it out, but it is a realtor group. Valley Medical.
A lot of walkers this year. A lot of walkers.
And of course, we sort of expected that, as we said at the beginning, that when you have nice weather and it's not too cold and it's not too breezy, being able to walk in the parade's not a bad thing. Here's your American Legion Post 172. And Jeff, that's another thing you see a lot of are your civic organizations and groups out during this time of year, and certainly participating in all the good charity work that we have going on throughout the community. And let's see what we've got here.
It's like another float.
I couldn't make out who it was.
On the side.
That may be the American Legion.
I think
Yeah,
it was.
It was,
yeah.
Here's the motorcycles that go with that, I believe.
You have these gaps. I know that they were working to try to close the gap. Sometimes it's good to have a little gap, but sometimes it.
Well, and it's hard to figure out why some of them happen sometimes, but if you'll notice back in there just now, they stopped. There were a couple of kids that ran out there to grab candy, and obviously when you're driving a vehicle, you're better just to stop. And so we'll live with the brakes that we have there just for the safety of making sure that the kids aren't, that we're not being dangerous or doing anything that could get one hurt. So. Of course, one year we had to sort of go slow. We almost lost our Christmas tree on our float, Jeff. It almost tilted over, and so we had to figure out a way to get it to lock down there.
There's Mr. and Mrs. Claus driving that vehicle, it looks like. And
Yep.
there's another
Another
realtor
realtor
group,
company.
Rocky Top, I think that's what it said.
And here's the horns that you hear every year.
Well, they throw the candy out, don't they?
Oh, yeah. I know that the first Christmas parade I ever was in, I bought enough candy for 3 parades and threw it out all in the first one.
I've done that too.
So I had to go back and reload. And I couldn't make that one out. Our angle's good, but unfortunately the lighting somewhat reflects off that and makes it hard for us to read. And Jeff, just to mention, of course, Regina was going to try and be with us this year. Of course, she was unable to be, but Regina Copeland, our trustee, she's always active and helpful, and she wanted to be here, but passes along her regrets of not being able to make it tonight. I think she was taking care of some grandchildren.
She was.
And there's the Bubba's Dump.
Bubba's Dump. Looks like another float here, lighted up, and
that's the buildings and grounds, and that's our buddy Roger and his crew.
They put in again this year.
And we're always thankful for them. They certainly help make our buildings stand, if you would. I mean, they put a lot of work in on it. And there's El Tapame, one of my favorite Mexican restaurants.
Good. Well, here's a big truck.
Yeah, and
Marble City. Dumpsters.
and I couldn't put something place. And they're watching Elf, so you gotta love that, right?
Yeah.
That may be the way to take care of the kids on the float.
There you go.
And here's Ellison's Sanitary Supply. And I believe they've been in it for quite some time now.
They're passing out paper towels.
Paper towels.
That's good. I need some of those.
They'll all be chasing that, won't they?
Yeah. Some toilet paper, I think, went out the back door there, too. I know during COVID that year that was important.
Oh, yeah. People find unique things to toss. And this is an estate sale and auction, JD Auction Company.
JD. I think we're getting into a lot of our vehicles and our float section. I think it's kind of changed gears.
It has. You can sort of see.
Kind of see down the road there.
Yeah. And Jeff, this would be the section that I would be in right here.
There you go. There's another auction company. It's another auction company.
Yeah, couldn't see who it was.
Another Jeep.
Folks really do take care of their vehicles, don't they?
A lot of work.
Oh, yeah. I'd say it took some time to get those lights up there, too.
Mm-hmm.
And child care, little lights of child care. Jeff, have you got big plans for this Christmas this year?
Not really. Not really. Just wanting to be with family and enjoy some time off. There's a
Realty Executives, maybe? Is that what I saw?
believe so. They've got a big float too. That's a big gooseneck trailer there.
Yeah. I know that for us, now let's see here. Realty Executives, I'm missing some of the names, but nice little float. Yeah, we're planning on just doing our regular eat too much, watch football and take naps and stuff, but just it's a time to be with family, and so we're looking forward to that. let's see here. We got the Grinch on this float coming here, I believe. And that is
Fox's Diner
Fox's
there.
Diner, and of course,
Voted one of the better restaurants in Anderson County, it said.
followed by the Grinch.
There's the Grinch showing out.
Again, there's several different pauses in here that they got, and it may be because of the turn that they're getting ready to do. This is Mountain Barn Builders.
Now that'll be a hard turn on Market Street, or Main Street, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a somewhat tight turn, so some of these trailers that are going through there, they've got to take their time going around that. It helps that you don't have oncoming traffic, though. And this is, I guess, Domino's.
Looks like I could pass out some pizzas.
Yeah. They might get everybody's attention then, mightn't they?
There you go.
Of course, they're going to be busy tonight with all these playoff games. Jeff, if you want to introduce yourself one more time so folks will know who we are.
Jeff Coe, Anderson County Clerk.
And I'm Tim Shelton, Register of Deeds, and we're just delighted to be with you tonight. Hope that you're enjoying the 2024 Clinton Christmas Parade. And boy, they've done a lot of good work on these floats.
So that's a nice one right there too.
They've spent some time on them and put some money in it. There's Cane Creek Kettle Corn, and they're built solid for sure.
They are. Powell Clinch.
Boy, they do this every year, and it just gets everybody fired up. They have basically music on steroids on this float.
That's a nice float too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of candy just went out there.
And of course, the kids were delighted to see that. You could hear them in the background.
Well, look, that's a pretty truck too.
That's one of the ones you've been looking for, isn't it?
There you go. That is pretty. I like that color too.
Of course, we've got several different entries of vehicles in the parade. I don't know who this is, but it looks like a construction company or a builder of some kind. Again, remember they're having to make that turn right here. And then Jeff, we've got a stall here at this point. It's sort of backed up a little ways back there. You see them sit down. So Jeff, how have you thought about the parade so far? Obviously, we've got a little break here, but what do you think?
I think it's turned out well. I think it's filled in good. Like we said, it was a little thin when we started, but it looks like it's filled in good. And a lot of candy. You can see the kids and the parents going out getting it for the kids, so they won't have to go out in the road. But just overall, it just looks like a big night.
Well, and it looks like a great success. The weather, it looks like the people have come out to support it. Certainly, we've got the floats and the participants that I'm guessing we're probably close to 100. You've got some of the fake snow that brings out the feel of Christmas and the feel of a snowy, wintry night. And it's just really one of those times where we sit here and we're thinking to ourselves, it's pretty nice to be sitting on sofas and sitting here watching it on television, but I'm beginning to get a little jealous from all these folks having so much fun out there.
Well, it is warmer in here, and it does sometimes, we've done them in the wind before, and we've lost our papers and we've lost our table and stuff, so it's a little bit more stable inside, and that's not a bad thing.
Well, and of course you get better sound, and you're certainly not having to fight with the wind and the weather. And last year, of course, it was a mess, and as far as the weather and stuff.
Definitely.
But let's see who we've got here as we pick it back up. It looks like
Free Medical Clinic.
Free Medical Clinic.
And then we're getting caught back up. You can look down the market, but we've got a lot of bigger vehicles, it looks like, coming up.
I see a snowman walking towards us.
There's
Zoloft.
There's the Free Medical Clinic van or bus, I guess. They do a good job throughout East Tennessee and our communities here.
Sure do.
And here comes I don't know if that's part of them yet. Might be.
Looks like it may be a food truck.
Maybe. Well, no, it's
not.
part of it. Yeah.
It's still part of the Free Medical Clinic.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought it may be a food truck. We have a lot around here that you can come and visit.
Mm-hmm, we do.
If you want to get some good food from some food vendors, they set up and do well. This one here is the Anderson County Democrat Party. And somebody evidently is having to catch up or run, or
they're doing something. I don't know. There's the theme of Toy Story and the
get that one?
That's ink, it says.
Ink big or?
Yeah. Polar Express,
Polar Express
is their thing. Oh, that lady come out of nowhere. I didn't see her. It kind of. Okay.
We'll probably have 3 or 4 or 5, maybe even trucks coming through here. I believe that this may be where they put them together at. I would dare say that the horn that blows like that while you're at a red light would scare you to death, wouldn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, there's Bootlegger Industries there, it said. Here's another decked out truck. Interior Solutions.
And again, we've got more to come as you look back through there. There's still quite a few back through there.
Always a lot of trucks to pull the floats and the bigger stuff. They do a good job helping out with their calls. A lot of Christmas trees on these floats and for the season.
They're decorated, I mean, really with a lot of time and work. They've been, you know these folks have put a lot of time in on these. And here's TriStar.
Automotive. There's Wish Radio.
A longtime supporter of the parade.
Looks like they've got a different color vehicle. They've had that station wagon for years.
This will be Merle.
Merle. Those kids just keep getting candy, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And boy, look at the excitement that they have for it too. They run out there and come back just all joyous, all smiles. Somebody's tossing it out in bundles. Yeah.
Merle, there's a
That's
truck
Merle.
they've supplied the candy. There's the Praise. 96.3 FM. They do a good job.
And Jeff, it's always great to see the involvement of our community coming out for things like this. It makes these things possible. There's 95.9 Rocks. But it's good to see that there's participation so these things can take place year in and year out. And we're glad that folks at home are able to tune in and see it as well. And you know, sometimes we just take for granted the parades and the fairs and those types of things, but boy, they sure are an impact on our community.
Well, it just validates community and faith and things that are important to families and our communities and our counties.
There's CUB.
They've got a nice float. It's a theater type theme, I think, it looks like.
Wonder if they had any popcorn.
Don't know. That would be good, wouldn't it? Well, yeah, they do.
They
This
do. Right here it
gentleman
is.
right here's
Yeah.
got something there. It's probably candy, but
I'd say it's more candy than it is
Yeah.
popcorn at this point. But I love the outfits.
I
I
do.
love their dress-ups.
yeah, there's Tommy.
Tommy,
right
my
there.
buddy Tommy.
We went to school with Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, that was loud, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeff, I don't know. I don't think they've ever gotten me or you, either one, in an elf or a Santa's outfit, have they?
I know.
Here's, again, another CUV truck. Boy, they're loud. Can't miss that horn.
No.
And then this looks like the Little Clinton football team. I don't know what age group that was, but they looked like they were having a ball.
They are.
And Jeff, sometimes I just sit there and I'll catch myself looking at the crowd and just watching the people and just watching their faces and how excited they are to be here. And then you see the kids and how active they are in going after this candy and stuff. It's pretty neat to watch. And there's a dog sitting in that one. Who is this?
That's Miss Tennessee. It looks like Tennesseans, what it said on the side, I think. I'm not sure. Part of that association, I'm sure. It's ASAP.
Wonder who's in the Dalmatian outfit.
I don't know. You had one of those dogs at one time.
I did. I love that dog. It was a good one. Named him after Greg Maddox.
There you go.
All right. And then here's some more. Mine wasn't quite that calm, though. It wanted to jump on everything and go everywhere.
Yours was hyper.
Yeah. That sounds more like a train than a truck, doesn't it?
Well, you know, one year they had to start the parade early because there was a train coming through, if you remember.
Yeah. Here's Animal Control, our Anderson County Animal Control.
They do a good job with that. A lot of hard turns coming up for these bigger vehicles and floats. I can tell. That's one reason why I think it's slowing down just a little.
Well, and as they toss candy out on those turns too, it sort of shortens up as people sort of crowd in, and so they really have to go slow moving.
That does sound like a train, but maybe it's from one of those vehicles.
I think it's this one here. This is
Grossman.
Yeah, this is Grossman's.
If it's a train, it'll be finished up pretty quick.
I actually got broke down on the interstate about 200 miles from here, almost in Nashville, and or not 200, 100 and something. But they came down and got me and brought me back home, and I was so thankful for them. But when you need them, it's always good to know that they're there for you. Here's a semi.
I'd say that's got a big horn.
And that's Easy Tow right there, Grossman's. You were right, it does have a big horn. And I couldn't make out
World finance loans. I think we've got some fire trucks coming up.
And I'm glad you said that. We typically do have, and I had not thought about it until you just said that, a lot of our volunteer fire departments are very supportive of the parade.
Yes, they are. They do a good job in their communities.
I think that's the Marlowe Fire Department, if I'm not
was.
mistaken.
They're out in our communities protecting their citizens, and they get some funding from the county, but they do a lot of
There's Coker.
they do a lot of chili suppers and things to help supply their volunteers, and they do an excellent job.
Some more of Coker's equipment.
Well, that's a big piece. Next two pieces will be interesting making that turn.
And I'd say this is the rescue squad if I was guessing.
We'll find out here in a second. We saw on the way up here tonight, we saw one come through the intersection. Hope everybody's okay. There's a,
And I guess this is EMS maybe?
it is.
Anderson County EMS.
Look at all that candy on the road. They picked up a bunch, but there's a bunch on there still, isn't there?
There is that. And then we've got, who is this here, Jeff?
Lowe's Toes. Yeah, they've always in the parade supporting the community. Oh, they've got a Grinch captive there.
I think this one and the next, maybe next two, and they've got a snow blower.
We're going to have some snow tonight.
Yeah. Boy, that just makes it feel festive, doesn't it? Yeah. And look at the kids chase after the little flakes there. Jeff, in a community this size, this is actually a pretty large parade, to be honest, and thankful that these folks come out. Thankful that these number of folks come out and support it, and thankful for this number of participants to be in it. I've always found it impressive that nobody seems to get tired of the parade when you're here being a part of it. Everybody wants to be around it, and I've seen them last as much as maybe 45 minutes or so, and no one seemed to be rushing off. They all wanted to see it all.
They do.
There's quality.
It does look like they've kind of, I won't say organized, but kind of put certain floats and things together this year to unify it more.
It does, it does. These next two are also with quality towing. Poor old Grinch is caught right there on the hook.
They've got him, don't they?
Yeah.
They're going to let him out. Did he pay his tow bill?
Yeah.
It's a big vehicle. Well, the snow stopped. Got a little left, not much.
And then, of course, we're going to have another break here for just a moment. I'm Tim Shelton, Register of Deeds of Anderson County.
And Jeff Coe, Anderson County Clerk.
And we're delighted to be with you tonight. Jeff, just taking a pause to look at how it's gone so far. What do you think?
Well, I think we might have a little more than we did last year. I don't know why I think that, but I do, and I definitely think the weather this year made it a whole lot more
comfortable, for sure.
Comfortable, but festive for the kids to get out and get the candy and the walkers and all that stuff. And I know I walked when I was a kid a couple of times with Cub Scouts and things like that. You were probably with me, and that just kind of made it funner, I think, than It's nice to ride in a parade, but I think walking gives you more of a connection with the people there that's there on the sidewalks and things like that.
Yeah, and some of these breaks just help us to fill in some thoughts of flashbacks and memories of years past.
Is that Cub Scout, or I'm not sure what that was.
Not sure which one that was.
Fun kids though, having a good time. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's another float here, or trailer, I should say.
Yeah, and it is what says something.
Dragon Cheer. CAC. There's a dragon there, Tim.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
I think here it is on the side. That's Dragon football.
Yeah, the Clinton Athletic Club.
Yes. I think these parents kind of do clean up and follow up the rear, so to speak, to make sure nobody falls out or gets hurt, which is a good idea.
Make sure that the kids stay behind the ropes and let an adult go out. Certainly, it's a whole lot easier to see an adult as well. So, for safety, that's what needs to happen. Absolutely. And then this float coming through here, it looks all festive and pink.
It's got a lot of lights and things on it, doesn't it?
Let's try and get that one to you.
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell what it said.
There's some more. I believe that's bubbles now, Tim. That might be snow. I'm not.
No, they've gone from snow to bubbles. And of course, kids are loving that too. I think you could put a bubble in there and every kid would love to go and pop it. And of course, you know, this will be replayed. We're Channel 95 ACTV, and it can be watched again down the road, so folks can have an opportunity if they missed it tonight that they can tune in and see a re-airing of it. And we want to thank ACTV for giving us the opportunity to bring this to you tonight, and hope that you'll share it with your friends and folks to come or maybe tune in to watch. And this is El Indio. And of course, they're up, I believe, of course, the Mexican restaurant. I'm trying to remember where they were at.
It says Charles.
Shopping center.
Yeah, shopping center there on Charles Severs.
Yep.
I believe Santa's driving this one, Tim. Looks like it.
With Rudolph actually riding this time instead of taking it.
There's a Grinch.
Hello. And then here we go, the Waters of Clinton. I think that's the first time we've had somebody bump into the camera, isn't it, Jeff?
Yes.
We'll have to tell Andy to keep an eye on that now. Of course, our buddy Andy out running camera tonight. We're appreciative of him too.
I bet we're warmer than he is.
I don't know. I saw him, and he certainly had things lined up.
Was he bundled up?
He ate and walked out the door all bundled up and ready to go. So I think he was doing fine when he left here. But we'll have to ask him a little later tonight if it got cold. But it looks like that there's some points where the ropes have sort of extended out a little bit, and that may be why we see one of the police officers walk in that direction to maybe fix some of that, because it slows down, obviously, the floats. And so we try and get those ropes to stay back a little ways so that they can come through. And Jeff, I can tell you, I've actually driven in a parade before, and it does make you nervous when you see kids darting here and there, and so I can understand why they would want to pause and go a little slow.
It does.
And this is Clinton Church of God, their float.
It's a pretty float.
this may be several churches together, I think. Polar Express. That's a softball. Yeah. And they have a new field that they're getting ready to open this spring, I think.
They do.
It looks like it's ready to open. We hope that they'll be able to play this year and be able to have some ball games there. Certainly we've been waiting for them to have that opportunity for a while now.
It looks good. I know they're building the press box and score areas and things like that. I know they've got a concession stand, I believe, in there.
Certainly they have reason to be proud, no doubt about it.
There's the Waffle House, it looks like.
I saw the Waffle House.
That's always a good place to go late at night.
Yeah, and I think here comes the pancakes.
It's a good idea. Like
somebody got out and got back
getting in or getting out. I am
not
sure what that was.
And of course, as you look down Market Street, you see several of our local businesses. Of course, right off the bat, you see Hoskins Drugs, but there's several businesses down through Market Street. Certainly, we've got antique stores, and we've got some food places to eat, and just really, we've got just a really good little Market Street. I like that float. I couldn't see who it was, but I like that float.
Some more snow.
Yeah.
Over car there, Anderson County. I don't think
some of them go a little faster than others. Of course, this is RAC. And there's a horse.
There's our first horse.
I started to say, we used to have a lot of horses in the parade, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
And of course, we've got a buggy ride coming here.
Tim, I might think this might be the end, buddy. Santa Claus is coming, and I don't see any. I see the streets getting filled in the back of the fire truck, so this might be the end of it.
Yep, here comes Santa Claus right on top of the ladder.
And people are moving, so. Tim, that's about an hour, so I guess that's about what it was last year. But
of course, it ends with it looks like that was the city fire truck there, so we got to finish up with the city bringing Santa Claus in, and certainly what a great and joyous time. And Jeff, I want to thank you for joining me tonight and being a participant with this. Certainly want to thank the people of our community for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the parade. I hope that it was festive and gets you in the mood for Christmas. Again, my name is Tim Shelton, Register of Deeds in Anderson County, and I'm here with my friend
Jeff Coe, Anderson County Clerk, and just may God bless, and y'all have a safe Christmas season.
Absolutely, and we want to again thank ACTV Channel 95 for allowing us to bring this to you into your home. Thank you for the city of Clinton and for the 2024 Christmas Parade, and may everybody have a Merry Christmas. God bless.